Hi everybody, welcome back. It's a really exciting day because I'm about to do a pour that I've been planning for a good couple of weeks now. I have made some stencils with of a heart shape with frog tape, stencils that are slightly raised. So I'm going to do Dutch pour hearts. So 5 stencil hearts. I'm going to pour my base over the stencil, then I'm going to take the stencil up and then pour the paint on to create the heart shape. I'm going to do a rainbow, of course. I love my bright colours, on a pearl white base. So beautiful colours, hopefully quite a cool concept. Really excited to see if this works. This is my canvas all ready. So it's 1 metre by 30 centimetres, so a really long canvas. Let me show you what I've done. I first of all drew a line right down the centre so I knew exactly where the midpoint is for the canvas. I've then got a cardboard heart and I divided my canvas into 20 centimetre blocks. So divided it into 5 even blocks. I've then put the heart on in the centre, drawn around it. So I've then got the shape of 5 pencil hearts on my canvas. I've then put some tape on. So you can see that there's a little tiny lip of tape and then the rest of the tape is stuck down. So that has, I've exactly outlined the shape of my heart. So I'm going to pour a base on, I'm going to blow it out. Hopefully it will blow nicely over the top of these bits of tape because they're only small. Then I'll be able to put some paint down in the shape and then lift up the tape. So I'll have 5 identical, well, more or less identical sized, shaped and well positioned hearts on my canvas. So my colours, I've got a full rainbow. I've got my pearl white here. Let's show you. Beautiful colour. I like pearl white more than white sometimes because it's not white. It just has such, you can see such texture in there. I've got some orange, red and pinky colour for the first heart. The next heart I've got some greens and yellow. Then I've got some blues for the next one, some purples and then some pinks. And I'm going to use a bit of this lovely deep gold colour. This is just not Montmartre, or it's similar to Montmartre gold, but this is the Pebeo gold. And I'm going to put that in a little bit in all 5 of the hearts. So let me try and show you the consistency of this paint. It's Dutch pour consistency, so mixed with floetrol and water. All the paints are mixed the same, the base and the rainbow colours. So let's cover the base. So I'm literally just going to pour this on and then blow it out with the hairdryer. So what I'm really hoping is going to happen is that I can get a nice thin layer of paint so that the frog tape will just show through underneath. And I'm hoping the tape is low enough that I can still blow this out with the hairdryer. Right, so 2 options now. One is that I just now take that tape off. But if this is quite a fluid base, I'm just concerned that as I take the tape off, the gap is just going to fill. So I'm then going to totally lose my shape of the heart, which is clearly absolutely pointless. So I think I'm going to put a little bit of colour down on one colour on each of the hearts just to map it out. Then I can take the tape out. I've just put all my colours into little paper cups because I put the colours in shower gel bottles or shampoo bottles, but it's got quite a big hole, a big funnel. So if I then just try to pour it on very precisely, there's a chance it's just going to spill out and I'm not going to be able to control it as much. So I've just put it into a little paper cup so that I can then pinch the cup and hopefully control the paint a lot more. So I'm just going to put 1 colour from each of the sets down and I'm going to put it just slightly inside the green tape. Right, so now I'm just going to lift all the tape up, and it should leave that nice heart shape. Right, that didn't go as well as I was hoping, because the tape somehow had got really soggy. I think because I'd made lots of little tiny cuts in it, and it ended up breaking up. So maybe I should have used tweezers, because that would have been a lot more delicate, but so it's not a problem, because all I'm going to do now is just spend some time just correcting the messy edges. Right, so now 5 hearts in the right place, roughly the right shape. I'm now just going to add the other colours to each heart. Right, that is all my paint down, so that's pretty exciting. It looks very odd at the moment. So now, as I said, it's going to be a Dutch pour, so that means I'm blowing the paint around, but I'm not going to use my hairdryer. It's far too precise for that. I'm just going to use my breath. So for each heart, I'm just going to work out how to do this. I'm going to, I think I will probably blow the paint in this direction and round for all of them. So I'm going to use my breath, but then afterwards I'm going to use a straw to get the exact shape that I want. Right, let's have a go, see what happens. Right, again, so far so good. Really like the gold that I've put in. Really happy, because I just think it's a rainbow, but it just ties it all together. So really happy with that. So now I'm just going to spend ages blowing around, because to me hearts have to be exact. There's just no point having a sloppy heart. It has to look, so it has to be sharp and pointed here, has to be sharp and pointed here. It has to have exactly the right curves. Now I don't want any of these to touch. So for example here, it's very close touching. So all I would do for that is add a little bit more of this paint, and you'll see they then just separate. So I'll probably be adding quite a bit more of the base colour as well. So I've just had to stop. This is the kind of painting that I could spend hours and hours and hours tweaking, because I like my hearts to be exact, and I've got to come to terms with the fact that they're not all going to be exactly the same. So I'm a little bit of a perfectionist with it. So there's a bit of me that thinks, oh, has this worked? But I think it has. I love the colours. I love the gold in all of them. And I think that's going to really, really match the pearl white base, because it's got a kind of creamy, rich colour to it. There are some beautiful effects. Let me show you up close. Some beautiful little cells. So the gold being iridescent, let me go this way, really does show, create some little cells peeking through. Let's go to the red. Some really pretty cells there. And I just like how fluted all the edges are. They're all really irregular, really choppy. Really like the green. You've just got a hint of that yellow coming through, but not a huge amount. Love the blue, because you can see the turquoise. The purple, I think I made a mistake putting that dark purple on top, because it's a very, very solid colour. And so you can see the other colours, so the pinky colours around the edge, but the purple really does dominate. Other than the gold. And actually probably the same with this one. I put on an iridescent pink on top, and that has taken over and dominated. So you don't see much of that really deep pink in there. But does that matter? So cool. So 5 hearts on one pour. Let's just wait and see how this dries. Really hope, fingers crossed, it dries well. So a bit of an experiment now. The painting dried really, really well. I was really happy with it, but it just didn't look complete. So I wanted some kind of border, something else, just something to try and tie it together. So this might work, it might not work. It's a real gamble. I've put down some frog tape. So I'm going to be painting in between the frog tape. So I'm going to have 2 very thin lines, very thin borders all the way around my canvas. Now, I've just bought some masking fluid. I don't know if you can see, it's looking a bit shiny here. So what I've done is painted on the masking fluid on the bits of the pour that lie between these lines. I think you can just about see it, so it's shiny. Oh, there we go. So the idea is that I can now paint over the top of that, the entire border, and then when it's dry, peel up this masking tape, I hope, to reveal the pour underneath. So it's just a way of protecting that paint underneath. So I can paint over the top, but it should protect it. So I'm going to end up with 2 really thin borders, but they're going to hopefully look like they're underneath the hearts, not on top. That's my plan. It's a massive gamble, but it just was missing something. I wasn't quite happy with the pour just by itself. And I've decided to use, I think I'm going to use just a dark Payne's grey. So a very neutral colour. I wanted something more from the colour scheme in the middle of the middle heart, so a sort of blue. So I think I'm going to do a Payne's grey, and I think I'm going to do the same colour for both lines. So here is the dry result, finally finished, and you can see it's changed. I still wasn't happy, so I've done 2 more lines off camera, and I'm now really, really happy with it. So the concept is now very different from my original idea of just the heart, but the hearts on their own just didn't work. It wasn't enough, just didn't like it. The other big thing I've done that I've changed, which you may or may not like, I expect it's quite controversial, is I've gone around the edge of all of the hearts with a gold Sharpie, because I needed the heart to look like it was on top of the lines underneath, and it just didn't. The edge wasn't distinct enough. So I tried shading. I tried doing some different shading techniques to try and make it look like the lines were underneath, but nothing was working. And then I had the idea of going around the edge of the heart, just the bit where it crosses over one of the lines. And I thought, well, that looks better. But then I actually decided it just looks more complete and more finished by going around all of the hearts. So I would not normally do this on a Dutch pour or on this style painting. But for this particular technique, this particular piece, I actually think it works really well. And I had such lovely distinct edges, fluted but distinct edges on all of the hearts. I really think it works. So I decided to add 2 more lines, so the blue and the pale pink. And the reason I picked those colours was because, to me, it looks like these outside darker ones are closer, and then it goes further away because the colours get progressively lighter. So I really like that. So it's turned out very different to what I first had in my mind, but that's just the fun of art. Things change and you just have to adapt with it. So it's different, but I really like it, really happy. What do you think? Do you think it works? Do you like it? What do you like? What don't you like? Let me know. I just love to hear what other people have to say, because I have these ideas in my own head, in my mind, and I put them on canvas and I don't know what other people think. So I'd love to know what you think of this. Great. Thanks so much for watching. If you like it, please do hit the thumbs up button. Take care. Bye.